things of soda, 12 packs of soda. And then they had on sale, four for 12.
Mm.
And so I told Brandy, hey, I got them on sale. And I said, well, okay. And I was going to the store, so I go shop here, so I picked up 4 of them. And then Brandy came home and she had 4 of them. Now we got 12.
Plenty.
Hey, add a quarter apiece.
Well, hi, Miss Serenity. How are you? I'm a little early. Just kind of chatting with my uncle over here. How are you doing, love? I'll give it a couple of minutes before we start jumping in. And I apologize. I usually schedule my lives for anywhere between 11 and noon. And I scheduled this for 10 because after I'm done, Uncle and I are going to go hang out. And I didn't realize that I did not remember that I scheduled it for 10 o'clock. So I had to push it back because I needed to get over here. I'm doing it live from his house today. So anyway, give a couple more minutes and see if anybody else jumps on. Always have my phone handy just in case I can't read your comments, but looks like they're coming through just fine today. Anyway, how are you doing, girl? So I have to wait for them to comment so I can read what they say. Not too bad. I'm not doing bad at all. Definitely not used to this heat out here, that's for sure. I keep thinking that I want to do things, in the evenings. But by the time the evening comes around, I'm just exhausted. And it's still too hot, so I go to bed. Cleaning my yard and... Oh, getting your gardens ready. Very nice. Yep, it is that time. And you're in Texas, right? I believe, if I remember. Which, then again, we've got pen pals all over the place and different, and other Wisters all over the place. Sometimes it's hard to remember who's from where. Oh, Amarillo, yep. So, we're only about 1 minute till, and I think I'll go ahead and start right on in. Some of the information that I'm going to give you is really similar to the sun phases that I did. What was that, last month, maybe the month prior? But I don't think that'll be a problem because it's not a bad thing to, go over that again anyway or reiterate it. But, so, of course, when it comes to planning our different magical efforts, our first thoughts usually involve the moon. We check her phases, we look at what astrological position she's in, determine whether she's in void or full, and then we pick a day to do our ritual or whatever we need to do. Manifestation, ritual, whatever we decide we're going to do, right? Hello, Monica. How are you, love? And that's what we're used to doing. That's what we're supposed to do, right? Well, not exactly. We don't always have to go by the moon. Working in harmony with the moon definitely levels the odds in magical success. But again, like I did with sun phases, you can go the other route. If you don't have time to wait on the moon and her phases, something that you need to do, now, you can actually go with the sun and his daily phases. So, again, that's going to bring me to his phases. Let me see here. I had a couple of other little... So I want to go over his phases again. Let me find them. Oh, gosh darn it. Where did I put them? We've got our sunrise, morning sun, which is the infant young child stage. We're just starting to grow. We're just starting to develop. It's considered enthusiastic, courage, self-confident phase. And they say that the best, if you need to do workings that have to, and you need to connect with that infant, young child phase, sunrise phase, some of the best ways to be able to connect to it is remember when you were a child. Remember things like skipping stones, wading in the creek, playing on the swings, seesaws, riding the merry-go-rounds. When life was carefree and you could go outside and make mud pies and who cared, and you were just young and your mind was growing and you were interested. And that is a great way to be able to connect with that phase. And things that you want to do in that phase are things that you want to make come to. Your manifestations are very good for sunrise phase of the sun. Love work, relationship work, new beginnings, anything that has to do with new beginnings are great for that phase. Then our next phase that we have is your early morning phase. This is your adolescent brother, lover, sun phase. And the reason that I include lover, sun phase is because this is also a great phase to help with sex magic and bonding with your mate, because at that adolescent age, it's kind of considered like a teenage age, right? You're young, you're gung-ho, you're ready to take, you're feel that you've got the power to take on the world. Well, also, and the reason we go into sex magic with this one is because at that stage in life, we're also very energetic and, sexual peak or beginning where we think we're at sexual peak. So if you're needing, and this is a big growing phase, you're strong, your strength is just becoming unsurpassed, so you're, you want to connect with yourself at that stage in life. You want to go back to your teens, your early 20s, remember times of them. And a good way to connect there is to give hugs, make people smile, tell jokes, step up to the plate, stand up for somebody, stand up for yourself, show that empowerment, that strength. Those are great ways to just to help connect with that phase. And then our next phase that we have is your noon or midday, which is called the father-son phase. This is the provider phase, making sure that everybody's taken care of. It's the discipline phase, when you kind of need to check yourself or check somebody else. This is a good phase to work for that. Now, they say that the best way to be able to connect with this phase before you do any workings with it is to think about when you're starting to raise your family, raise your children, the love, the compassion, the discipline, the responsibilities. And it's not, I know that we have a lot of people that don't have children, and that's okay. Look at your critters, your fur babies, your scale babies. Look at them, how you take care of them, how you're responsible for them. And for those of us that don't have animals, same concept goes to your plants. How do you take care of them? How do you raise them? How do you grow them? It takes a lot of discipline and a lot of responsibility. It takes a lot of discipline and responsibility just to take care of yourself. So that's, you get into that mindset, and that's how you can connect with that father phase before you do any spell workings for that phase. And then we've got our afternoon phase, which is also called the Sage Warrior Sun phase. This is an interesting phase. It kind of holds the best of both worlds. It's that of wisdom and strength. So, and it's like this phase is not quick to anger, but not an advocate for brutal force. It's about calculating and strategizing and figuring out, determining whether a battle is truly necessary or not. So this is a phase that if you're dealing with anything that has to do with conflict, if you're conflicted on what to do in a situation, this is a phase to help you with that confliction. This phase helps to receive good advice, help to get clear communication, and even calm your fears. And the best way to get in contact or to connect with this phase before you do any workings at this phase, they're just helpful things. So make a list of decisions that you need to make in the next week or so. Write down how you plan to handle them, and examine what your possible solutions could be. Another good way is to draw up like an emergency plan in case an event happens: earthquake, fire, tornado, depending on where you live, floods, those kind of things, emergency plan. So anything that's going to involve planning, strategizing, calculating will help you to connect with this warrior afternoon phase. And then our last phase that we have is the sunset, which is grandfather sacrificial sun phase. This phase is past its prime. but doesn't mean that it's not important. This phase has seen it all, done it all, right? Not really. We haven't seen it all. I don't care. We haven't seen it all. Not yet. But it possesses joy and wisdom that kind of just is way above all of the other phases. Knows when it's time to hold tight and when it's time to let go. So this is kind of the most difficult phase to get a handle on because it forces us to take a long, hard look at our own mortality. And it's just not high on our priority list, or, fun things to do. But it is important. It's important to attune yourself to this phase. But at the same time, think about it. It's not just about endings. I think this is about connections and the wonders out there that have filled your life. Things that have transformed you. And that's where this phase is going to help the most, is transformation. And the best way to connect it is other things that you've had to do in the past to have transformed, to evolve. What have you done to be able to do that? Look back at those. And the lessons that you've learned, and allow this phase to help you transform anything else or evolve something that you're working on. So, see if we have any questions at the moment, and then I kind of want to go into our daily influences real quick. Well, like I said, this live will go a little bit over, my sun phases live again, but a lot of it's the same information. But since this one's Sun Magic, I want to go a little bit more into, things that you want to do, days of the week, what could actually help you more. Can do all of them any day you want, but there are days of the week that actually influence and can give it a stronger workings. Okay, so since I don't see any questions, I'm going to go ahead and move on. So Sunday. Sunday's our first day of the week. This day is absolutely 100% ruled by the sun. Sunday. Get it? Ha ha. Just kidding. Anyway, it provides an excellent energy for involving general gain and success, business partnerships, job promotions, business ventures, and professional success. Magical workings involving friendships, joy, mental and physical health are also benefited from Sun Magic on Sunday. Monday actually belongs to the moon. It doesn't mean that it has to stick with the moon. Doesn't mean that you can't do anything with the sun on Monday. Its energy actually benefits efforts that deal with women, the family, the home, hearth, garden, and medicine. It also boosts rituals involving psychic development, and prophetic dreaming. Tuesday. I'm just going to skip, days of the week. Don't mind me. Tuesday. Mars rules Tuesday. Try it for work involving men. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Okay, Many years ago, I thought that was just a book. You know, oh, someone just wrote a book. Aha, they were making fun. No, holy crap, it's true. Men are from Mars. It is very true. Great book, by the way. Okay, so this is the one for working involving men. Conflict, physical endurance, strength, lust, hunting, sports, all types of competition, even though we can be competitive too, sometimes even more so. It's a great tool for rituals that deal with surgical procedures or political ventures. Then we have Wednesday. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury. Its energy is most beneficial to efforts involving writers, poets, actors, teachers, and students. That's because its influences vibrate towards inspiration, communication, the written, spoken words, all forms of study, learning, and teaching. It also provides a good time to begin efforts that deal with self-improvement and understanding. So now we're going to Thursday. So Jupiter belongs to Thursday. And influences for Thursday: work that involve material gain, general success, accomplishments, honors, awards, legal issues. Its energies also benefit matters of luck, gambling, and prosperity. Now we've got Friday. Friday belongs to Venus, our goddess of love. Since its energies are warm and sensuous and fulfilling, it's of great benefits involving matters of the heart, pleasure, comfort, and luxury. To use it for any magical work that deals with music, arts, or even aromatherapy. Then our last one is Saturday. Saturn. Saturday belongs to Saturn, the planet of karma. It provides excellent conditions for the efforts that involved reincarnation, karmic lessons, the mysteries, and wisdom. Its energies also benefit work that deal with the elderly, death, or eradication of pests and disease. Those are our days of the week. I do have a couple of little tidbits that I thought were kind of cool. I want to go over real quick. Let me find them. My other notes here. Where are you? So, superstitions about the sun. It used to be said that in agriculture, if the sun shines through apple trees on Christmas or Easter Day, the fruit yield for that year would be great. It's also said to bring exemplary luck to those who own the trees. Cool little superstition. Babies. Babies born in the early morning hours will live a longer life than those born later in the day. Baby born at sunrise is gifted with a high, intelligent, and lifelong success. Baby born at sunset will grow up to be lazy and have absolutely no ambition. Now, I don't know if any of these are true. They're just fun little tidbits of superstitions over the years. Just a couple of things. There was one about weather. If the sun brings unseasonable heat on Christmas Day, fires will be a problem for the next 12 months. I might have to pay attention to that one. In the marshy areas, A bucket of water was put out at sunrise on Easter Sunday to divine the weather of the season. And the first rays shined directly on the water, brought a steady reflection, would bring a favorable season. Cool. So, just little superstitious tidbits. Now, when we do any of our workings with the sun or with the moon, we always want to make sure that we give the sun his due or give the moon her due. Whether it be something small and simple, a very quick, easy thank you, or an elaborate ritual, just like we do with our gods and our goddesses, we always want to give them their due and their thank you and their respect, always. There was, gosh, this is actually going to be a pretty short live, a lot shorter than I thought. One other thing that I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about is the position of the sun at a person's birth is actually a pretty important factor for the magical practitioner. Why? Well, because it controls the personal intellect and all things psychological. It governs what we as individuals think and see, and colors our perceptions of life in general and of the world in which we live. These influences that shape the part of our psyche and determine who we really are and even who we may become. And of course, don't get me wrong, the moon sign is, what moon sign you're born under is also very important. It affects our emotions, and emotion is the catalyst from which all magic stems. But it's not the only determining factor of who we are. So, I do have, kind of how you are underneath the sun sign. But I'll give you a quick example. I'm a Taurus. And this means that no matter how aggravated I am about something, whether it's mundane or magical, you'll very rarely find me intentionally handle it in any way that's likely to hurt somebody. I also tend to be very slow towards any sort of real action, and I do a lot of thinking first. But once I've made up my mind, I tend to be quite stubborn when it comes to alternative suggestions. Wild horses couldn't make me change my mind unless you've been able to prove me wrong in flat out black and white. So what does that mean for me magically when it comes to my sun sign? It means that while my actual work is slow and methodical, thank you. And my magic is usually created with a tender touch. There's absolutely nothing gentle about its delivery. I am going to throw it into the universe with the force of a hurricane. And it's that stubbornness, that unbelievably strong will of Taurus that makes it come across that way. So, anywho, that was just a little example about myself, kind of how I look at things. a little bit. I really thought this was going to take a lot longer for me to go over, but without having any questions and me probably screwing up my time, and I don't know, being Sunday, I usually don't do them on Sundays either, but if you have any questions, or I even have, different affirmations for your specific sun sign. Like I said, I'm one of those weird ones. According to my sign, according to my time of birth, my date of birth, month of birth, I am an absolute full-on Taurus. Born Moon Taurus, Sun Taurus. So, yeah, I'm really stubborn. But if you... Oh, okay, let's see. Serenity is Gemini Sun, please. I can give you that. Would you like to know a little bit about Gemini Sun, or just the affirmation? Because I can give you a little bit of both. I'll give you a little bit of both. How's that? So the affirmation that's good for someone under Gemini Sun. I bring ideas. I am true inspiration. I am the magical awe of creation. But with all things magical, focus is key. So I gather my thoughts and I hold them to me. And once they're in order, I set them to flight. So manifestation is strong, clear, and bright. So under the Gemini Sun sign, very well known as a great communicator, very easily I get that. You're a Gemini Sun, Aquarius Moon, and Leo Ascending. Wow, very nice. So under your Gemini Sun, you're always full of ideas and plans. You like to think things through, plan things out, look at all the options before setting things into motion. And once you're sure that everything is ordered, you send your magic into the universe with a creative force unrivaled by any other sun sign. Sound like you, Serenity? Sounds like the Serenity I've gotten to know. Definitely likes to make sure, think, plan. Which is good. Well, they keep showing that somebody's jumping on and off, and I have a feeling that that's Serenity that's jumping on and off of there, or it's coming and going. And I apologize if that's, my internet. Even though I'm Wi-Fi in here, will back up off my phone, but my service hasn't been the greatest out here either. All right. Well, I guess on that note, because I really don't have too much else I can go over. I could give y'all some examples could hear you fine. It would stop every once in a while, but nothing too bad. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I really don't have too much else to be able to go over. I didn't, like I said, I didn't think it was going to be that quick. Let's see. Actually, so Serenity, since you're a Sun in Gemini, when you're going to, for you, when you're going to do, if you decide you want to do a ritual or anything that has to do with the sun or use the phases, there's a couple of little tips that should actually help boost you as a Sun Gemini. Dress in shades of yellow and yellow and cream to welcome the Gemini sun. Use yellow candles on your altar and burn a Gemini incense. You can make your own incense also by using a mixture of, and these would be considered Gemini incense, violet petals, lavender, cinnamon, thyme, myrtle, or sunflower, or all of the above. Decorate your altar with letters, words, and other symbols of communication. Try spelling out the phrase light our way or welcome sun or other sun-related phrases with pieces of paper that have the alphabet letters on it, blocks. I love using those little word tiles. Oh my God, from that damn game. Whatever, cute little square word tiles. Scrabble. See? It's a good thing I got Uncle Roy back there because he's just throwing things out when I can't think. Other ideas that you could do, arrangement of quill pens and inkwells, sheet music, alphabet garlands. You could use any of those to kind of write out something along the lines of light our way or welcome sun. As a lemonade and sugar cookies type, like drink and food, as a thank you to the sun for helping you during the ritual. So if you're under Gemini, well, you are, Serenity, under Gemini sun, those are things that can help you if you're doing a ritual under that, for you specifically. I have, like for me, it's, let's see, for me, it would be like shades of green and rose, green candles, incense with amber, patchouli, musk, jasmine, sage, and decorate with simple symbols that represent growth, fertility, construction, and stability. So, but that's me being under Taurus sun. So, there's different things. If I know that we're going to have a lot of people that'll rewatch, so if there's anybody who wants to know what they could do for their altars or their circle under their sign, I can help you. I can give you the list that I have. If anybody wants to know, their affirmation, I can give you that. Or if anybody wants to get my main sun book, this one, Everyday Sun Magic. It's a wonderful book. And there's so much information in here. It's crazy. Like I said, sun magic is a wonderful tool. It's just as, if not more powerful than moon magic, depending on what you're doing. All right, on that note, I think my uncle and I are going to disappear and go goof off, and we're going to go. I can't hear you at all now. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there, but on that note, I'm done for the day. So, many blessings. Love you all. Mwah.